All right, let's jump right in. Today we're looking at a really fascinating corner of the world, Ponta Delgada in the Azores. It's this place tucked away right in the middle of the Atlantic, and it's getting some serious attention from people looking for a different lifestyle and from smart investors. So what's the deal? We're going to break down the entire investment case using a deep dive real estate report to figure out what makes this spot so special.
And this quote from the report, it just nails it. It really sets the scene perfectly. This isn't just about buying property. It's about a promise. The promise of a totally different kind of life, one that's deeply connected to nature and, frankly, free from all that crazy energy of the modern world. This emotional pull is the real key, and it's what we're going to explore first.
So first up, we have to understand this whole idea of the Atlantic dream. What's the big idea that pulls people to a remote group of islands in the first place? What makes someone look at a tiny dot in the ocean and say, yep, that's it? Let's unpack that vision.
Ponta Delgada is the heart of it all. It's the capital of this autonomous region of Portugal, a really vibrant city on São Miguel, which is the biggest island. And the look of the place is just incredible. You've got these striking, whitewashed buildings set against this dark, black volcanic basalt stone. It's a constant visual reminder of the island's powerful origins. And of course, from here, you have this amazing access to natural wonders, like the famous Sete Cidades Twin Lakes. It's no wonder the Azores has earned this reputation as a leader in sustainable tourism.
Okay, so I know what you're probably thinking. The middle of the Atlantic, isn't that incredibly remote? And you'd think so, but here's the kicker. It's surprisingly connected. It's just a 2.5-hour flight from Lisbon, and with direct flights to other major hubs, this mid-Atlantic sanctuary suddenly feels completely within reach. The dream isn't a world away. It's just a short flight. But look, having a dream is one thing. Living it is another. For this to be a real, viable opportunity, paradise needs to have all the modern essentials. Paradise needs good Wi-Fi. So the big question is, can you actually live and work here comfortably? Let's get into those practical questions. And this is where we really bust some myths. The perception might be that it's remote and isolated. The reality? There's an international airport. You might worry about basic services, but they have the HDS hospital, a modern facility that meets European standards, and the idea of being disconnected, forget about it. A submarine fiber optic cable provides high-speed internet, which makes remote work totally possible. Add in a full education system right up to a university, and you see the truth. This is modern, connected, European life. And it's not just that the infrastructure is there by chance. The Portuguese government has actively leaned into this. The digital nomad visa, introduced in late 2022, is a complete game changer. It creates a simple, straightforward legal path for remote workers to make this lifestyle their reality. So the key point is, this isn't some happy accident. They are actively positioning the Azores as a hub for the modern, mobile workforce. So, the infrastructure is there. The practical side checks out. Now for the really good part, the payoff. This is where we look at the dual rewards. First, the absolutely incredible quality of life, and second, the hard financial numbers that back this up as a really smart investment. Seriously, just imagine this for a second. Your day could start with a walk on the beautiful seaside promenade. Then you pop over to the Mercado de Gressa for amazing fresh, local food. Lunch? Maybe some world-class Azorean beef or seafood that was literally just pulled from the Atlantic. In the afternoon, you're gazing at the breathtaking Sete Cidades lakes, and you cap it all off by watching whales from the marina. And remember, this isn't a once-in-a-lifetime vacation plan. This is just a Tuesday. This is the accessible daily life here.
So, what does it cost to buy into this lifestyle? Well, the market is actually accessible on several levels. For under €250,000, you can get into a 1- or 2-bedroom apartment. The mid-market gets you more space or maybe a smaller house. Then, you move up to the premium and ultra-prime tiers, and you're talking about stunning traditional homes or brand-new villas in just incredible locations. The point is, there are clear entry points for different budgets and strategies. And here, this is where the investment case gets really, really compelling. For premium property, you're looking at about €5,000 per square meter in Ponta Delgada. Now let's put that in context. You look at another luxury island market like Mallorca, it's double, and Ibiza is triple. That's not just a small difference. That is a massive gap that signals a market with some serious room to grow.
Okay, so we've seen the dream, we've checked it against reality, we've looked at the numbers. But how does this all come together as a solid, long-term strategy? Let's connect all the dots now and build the final case for what makes this a valuable investment.
So who's actually buying here? Well, it's a really healthy, diverse mix. You've got strong demand from Northern Europe and North America for sure.
But you also have this significant group called the returning diaspora, people with Azorean roots who are reconnecting. Having this diverse demand from so many different places is a fantastic sign of a stable, growing market that isn't dependent on just one source of buyers.
And these are the fundamental pillars holding up that long-term case. The Azores is smartly focused on high-quality tourism, not just cramming people in. The infrastructure keeps getting better. Strong environmental laws are in place to protect the very beauty that draws people there in the first place. You have global demographic shifts pushing people towards a place like this. And finally, the big one, it's an island. They can't just make more land. That limited supply is a powerful, powerful force for maintaining property value over time.
So ultimately, the core argument really boils down to this. An investment in a Ponta Delgada is about more than just square meters. You're not just buying a building, you're investing in a set of values, in authenticity, in a connection to nature, and in a sustainable, high-quality way of living that is becoming incredibly rare. And as we all know, things that are rare become very, very valuable.
So, we'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. As we all kind of rethink our priorities, maybe the ultimate measure of wealth is changing. Maybe true luxury isn't about what you own, but about how you live. And if that's the case, well, based on everything we've seen, the Azores makes a pretty compelling investment.